All right, I want to talk about something today that genuinely has me thinking. And before we even jump into it, this is not an endorsement. Don't twist my words and say, oh, Crypto Dill told me to buy this. No, this is not financial advice. This is something that I've been doing research on. I'm not getting paid to speak on this or anything. This is something that I solely did research on. I saw, and I want to make a video on it because I want to be as authentic as possible about what I might be buying, the research that I've been doing. That's exactly what I'm going to put on my channel. So I've been looking into Zcash recently, and guys, you guys know I'm all in on XRP. That's like my long-term conviction play, but I've been doing a lot of research on Zcash recently, ZEC, and we're going to jump into it, but I think that this can be a potential runner in the next bull run. Like I said, I'm all in on XRP right now. I've dabbled into other coins in the past, such as Solana, HBAR, XDC, a couple others. Let me take a look at what I've had in the past, and then I just resulted to going back to XRP. I'm checking previous buys in the past. I've dabbled into Tether Gold, World Liberty Financial, Litecoin, HBAR, like I was saying, Solana, even Ethereum in the past, BNB, which is Binance Native Token, but everything kind of correlated back to just going back all in on XRP because that's where like my long-term conviction is. And I believe that XRP is going to go to crazy prices. I've done the research. I've been holding it for a couple of years now. I first got in at like 40 cents, right? But after doing some research and some news that just came out about Zcash, which I'm about to share with you guys, and then other things with the founder of Binance says some crazy things and it might be hinting towards Zcash. But after doing some research into Zcash, I've realized that this can be like the hidden play right here. So I'm going to pull this up for you guys. I came across this Zcash news and I'm not going to lie, it made me really start looking into Zcash like completely differently. Like I understand the prices are really high right now. Everyone's wondering what's the hype behind Zcash, and the hype is real. So it turns out that Zcash just announced they're working on quantum recoverable wallets and targeting full post-quantum security over the next 12 to 18 months. And this matters because quantum computing could become like the biggest threat to Bitcoin in the future. We've already seen that, come out pretty recently. So taking a look at this article, we see this is posted by Tangem, a cold wallet. I saw this on the news on Tangem earlier today. Zcash unveils quantum recoverable wallets and roadmap. This was posted on May 8th, 2026. So that by the time you're watching this, it's probably May 9th. So this was yesterday. Zcash will launch quantum recoverable wallets soon and target full post-quantum security in 12 to 18 months. DEC surges 110% amid institutional investment and rising privacy interest. Zcash has announced the upcoming launch, blah, 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 within the next few months, marking a significant step towards enhanced security. The broader objective is to achieve full post-quantum security within 12 to 18 months. So Zcash is like the #1 security token. Like their slogan is security is normal, right? So safeguarding users against future quantum computing threats, which is honestly Bitcoin's like biggest threat. Like that's the scariest thing about holding Bitcoin is quantum computing. And if Zcash can be like a hedge against quantum computing right there, then it's like almost a no-brainer for me. Additionally, in this article, it says the Zcash community is considering proposals to reduce block times and introduce token holder voting. That's huge right there. These advancements have contributed to a surge in ZEC's value, which has risen over 110% in the past month, fueled by institutional investment and growing interest in privacy-focused cryptocurrencies. Currently, about 30% of circulating ZEC is held in the shielded pool, highlighting increased adoption of privacy features. So that is big stuff right there for Zcash, and huge for the holders right there. But besides just quantum computing, there's something else that makes me really think about like, can Zcash be like the next Bitcoin, right? If quantum computing really, took down Bitcoin, in like that would just be insane, right? But what made me really think is, looking into the supply of Zcash, right? Because it's almost at $600 per coin right now. Currently, as I'm recording this video, I have $575 per coin. That's pretty high, right? Considering that just a couple of weeks back, if I check my chart here, or a couple of months back, it was worth significantly less than $575. Going back to 2025 in September, it was worth, $40, even lower than that in the $30 range. So it's up a lot in, the past year or so. So why is that, right? Because when you look at the supply of Zcash or ZEC, it has the same exact supply as Bitcoin, 21 million. So like Bitcoin has 21 million supply, currently priced in, in the trillions of dollars in market cap, at $80,000 per coin. So if you're telling me we can have like a round two potentially as far as supply factor on 21 million supply, and it's, you know, quantum proof, it's privacy, it's protected, currently trading at $575 per coin, could this be the next Bitcoin? I don't know. You know, so don't twist my words saying, oh, Crypto Deal said this is the next Bitcoin. No, it makes you question, can this be the next Bitcoin? So, you know, after looking at that article, looking into the 21 million supply, I did some more research, which I'm going to share with you guys, is that right now, if you guys go to CoinMarketCap or any app that shows the market cap listings, ZEC is number 12 in the world right now, currently sitting at $9.5 billion market cap, ranked around, you know, anywhere between 12 to 13, depending on, you know, which exchange you're looking at when it comes down to stable coins. We see the 21 million max supply factor, and there's been 16.6 million ZEC already circulating out. So there's less than 4.4 million ZEC left available in that whole entire max supply. So there's not much ZEC left over to buy, you know, so always check the live numbers before they move, because obviously, you know, they're always changing. But when you combine the limited supply with privacy, quantum focused development, and the fact that Zcash is already established, it starts to get really interesting. And I know that this is like a crazy comparison, but it gives me like those feelings from years ago of people wondering like, is Bitcoin going to go to these crazy prices? Because years ago, I remember Bitcoin at $500, where Zcash is at right now, was considered high, right? Because it went up so much in that short period of time, which same exact thing now. Bitcoin at $5,000 seemed high at the time because it was up from $500, right? Bitcoin at $20,000 was high. Bitcoin at $50,000 was high, $70,000, and so on, right? So I think Bitcoin has the possibility to go to $1 million per coin one day. Like, I don't hold any Bitcoin, but I believe that that's possible. Now, here's the risk with Bitcoin. A lot of people like to say, oh, Bitcoin's a risk-off asset, but it's risk-on, because quantum computing is a scary thing that can happen in the next couple of years. And if we're seeing Zcash be the privacy token with the same exact supply, currently at $575 per coin, it makes you think, like, is this the safer route to Bitcoin? And can I get a better entry for this to potentially replace Bitcoin? Like, seriously, like, this is honestly crazy. And the fact that it's not like some low market cap coin, it's in the top 15, currently sitting at, you know, top 12, top 13. But from a long-term risk to reward perspective, I can 100% see why people are making this shift recently to Zcash. And I can 100% understand why these institutions are starting to put big money and attention into Zcash. But here's where it gets actually insane, because CZ, who's the founder of Binance, actually said recently, he said it yesterday, that he feels like there's something that can replace Bitcoin one day. And when you really think about it, that's not impossible. Like, Bitcoin is the mecca, the number one coin that nothing is close to when it comes down to market cap, right? Because Bitcoin currently sitting at what, 1.6 trillion. We have Ethereum at number 2. We have Tether, then XRP, BNB, Solana. But like, as all this is happening, Zcash is just fastly climbing up that ladder. Nothing is impossible. Everything evolves as technology evolves. You know, Bitcoin has the brand, the technology, the institutional backing, the support, and everything, right? Bitcoin's been around since the dawn days of crypto, the first ever crypto, right? I respect that 100%, and I think that anyone that got into Bitcoin at the current prices that Zcash is at right now is a genius. The people that were in Bitcoin, you know, in the early 2000 teens, right? You know, 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, like those people that were getting into Bitcoin then, absolute geniuses, and they deserve all of the money they made. But if we're thinking in the next 5, 10, 15, even 20 years, we have to start thinking about, you know, what's the biggest topic right now? Everyone in the world is talking about AI, artificial intelligence, and you know, this quantum computing could be really scary for something like Bitcoin. Privacy and quantum resistance could be a massive narrative, and those two narratives are exactly what Zcash has. Zcash is already positioned in the privacy layer. Zcash is already positioned in the quantum resistant layer. Now, I want to be very clear here when I say this, you know, Zcash is up a lot in the short term. Like I was saying, I'll pull up the chart right now. Zcash since September 2025 is up nearly 1,200%. You know, that's a lot, you know. So I'm not saying, oh, go buy Zcash, right? Because obviously it's up right now, and in the short term you'd be, you know, quote unquote buying the top, right? And I don't want to be like, oh yeah, go buy Zcash, and then it comes back and has a nice little pullback to $200 per coin, and you're like, oh, Dill, why'd you tell me to buy that? No, I did not tell you to buy that. I'm looking into potentially buying it here at this quote unquote high price in the short term, focused on the long term. Honestly, would love for it to come back down so I could buy more. I'd like to acquire as many as I can. So if you're looking at this today and just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna buy this just because Dill is buying it. No, don't do that. You have to do your own research and make your own financial decisions. That's exactly how people, buy the tops and then everything comes crashing down. This could be a cool off. This could be the top. Who knows? Zcash is up so much in the short term, like there could be a massive, rejection in price pretty soon. Who knows? I'm personally still doing more research on Zcash to see how much, or even if I do start to accumulate, I want to know, like how much should I actually get? But I'm honestly starting to consider opening up a long-term position on Zcash. And I'm not doing this for like a quick flip or a scalp trade or, in the next couple of days or weeks. No, I'm probably going to be focusing on Zcash for years to come as I do more research. It might be something how I built my XRP portfolio, where I just dollar cost averaged for years. And, next thing you know, a couple years later, I'm an XRP whale. That's something that I might, do with Zcash. I'm not saying I'm 100% doing that, but that's something I might do. Because if this whole entire quantum computing, scary thing happens with Bitcoin, where Bitcoin gets hacked and all the supply is gone from Bitcoin, and if privacy becomes a massive narrative in the future, I mean, we could see the supply and demand for Zcash, and no pun intended, the supply and demand, a limited supply factor, the same exact thing that Bitcoin has, 21 million supply, where Bitcoin years ago was at the same exact price that Zcash is at right now. Who knows? Years from now, can Zcash be at the prices that Bitcoin is at today? I don't know. It's possible though. So as of now, I'm still all in on XRP. And maybe by the time you're watching this video, maybe I'll start accumulating Zcash, but I'm not going to sell any XRP to buy Zcash. My XRP, I'm not selling, I'm holding that. If I do buy Zcash, it's going to be with stable coins or money that I'd have to deposit to be able to buy. I'm still all in an XRP, but my mind is definitely not closed. I like to see diversity. I think that is a smart thing to do, especially in crypto, considering it's very volatile. And that doesn't just go for XRP or Zcash. Like if I see a project that I believe in and I've done the research in and I believe that it has utility for the future, then I'm going to talk about it here on this channel. Now really quick, a quick shout out to my VIP Discord. This is exactly the kind of stuff we talk about in my VIP Discord. Not just hype, but market narratives, coins that I'm watching personally. We even do leverage trade setups where it's myself and also 5 other analysts. We post our daily trades inside the VIP Discord for our clients to manually copy them. We provide the leverage, we provide the coin, the entry, the take profit price, and the stop loss price, which TP and SL, you can actually tell an exchange, look, get me out at this price. If it goes up to that price, it'll close out. If it goes to your stop loss, it'll close it out, right? So it's good for profit taking, and it's also good for risk management. If just say the trade reverses, goes the opposite way, it'll automatically close you out so you don't get liquidated. So if you want to start trading with real structure and have, trade signals provided for you, then guys, my VIP group is it for you. Like, we're here to help. The VIP link to join the Discord is in the description of this video, or you can just go to thecryptowealthgroup.com. But back to Zcash for a moment. Like, I want to know your guys' opinions in the comments. Do you guys think that Zcash can replace Bitcoin one day? Do you guys think that Zcash can be like that hedge against Bitcoin? Do you guys think that Zcash can be #1 in market cap, or even not even #1 in market cap, but just at least go to the prices that Bitcoin's at today? Let me know in the comments, because that would be just be like insane. And another question too, is quantum computing that threat? Is that something that should be taken a lot more seriously in crypto? I mean, you guys let me know. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to be able to hear both sides. I'm going to be responding to every single comment. And guys, make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button as well to get that algorithm growing as well. We're going to be posting here every single day on YouTube. If you guys go check previous videos, we have posted every single day for weeks to come. This is still a pretty new channel, so I can't wait to see the progress in the next year or so. I mean, my Instagram, 156,000, TikTok at like 99K, X at like 21,000. We've been posting on there for almost 2 years now, but at YouTube, we're still fairly new. So I can't wait to see the growth over the next year, as we're going to be posting every single day for you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Like I said, would really appreciate it if you guys smash that subscribe button. I think only like 9% of you guys that are watching the videos are actually subscribed. So would really appreciate it if you guys hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.